Welcome to the April edition of Special Links Rhode Island Magazine. My name is Henry Reddy, and joining me today is Matthew Levine, Director of Operations at Monroe Dairy. Welcome to the show, Matt.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Matt, can you tell us a little bit more about Monroe Dairy's Rhode Island roots?
Monroe Dairy's been around since 1881. 135 years we've been in business in the same location in East Providence, servicing door-to-door, doing home deliveries of milk and other dairy products right to the doorstep.
And how many employees does it have there?
Currently we have 75 employees working for Monroe Dairy. We have a long legacy of long-term employees that range from working there for 60 years. We have a guy currently working there who's been there for 42 years. So we have a lot of longevity working for us right now. That
is great. Why did Monroe Dairy choose Special Olympics Rhode Island as its partner for its April promotion?
It was actually a committee that decided on it. We have a leadership committee that decided together after picking several different organizations to choose from that the Special Olympics organization fit in with our core values and what we believe in, and it was an easy decision when it was presented to the leadership committee. We all agreed upon the Special Olympics of Rhode Island being the recipient of this particular promotion.
That is great. Do you have other nonprofits that you help out too?
We do actually. We have a reputation of helping out smaller organizations throughout the year, every year. We deliver to every town in Rhode Island and into southeastern Massachusetts, and all of our drivers treat their routes as small businesses, and they're heavily involved in the communities in these towns that they deliver to. So we're constantly participating in small road races, 5Ks, golf tournaments, various different bazaars or fundraisers. And
I see you on the Gatsby Day Parade when you guys are there.
That's right, we do. We have our marching band.
And your cow.
And our dancing cow, that's right.
Yeah, the old milk truck.
And the old milk truck. That's actually a bigger hit than anything else.
Yeah.
The Divco truck.
What is the Zinger juice drink that's being promoted, and how does motion work?
So the Zinga is a top secret formula of a blend of orange and cranberry juices that is bottled into a glass bottle, and we sweeten it with a little bit of pure cane sugar, and it's a delicious drink. It's very refreshing during the summer months or the warmer months. It's become a seasonal drink for us, so we haven't had it all winter long. So now that the weather's starting to warm up, we thought it was a great opportunity to relaunch it and then tag on a partnership with the Special Olympics.
Where and how can we get Zinger juice in our bellies?
Well, right now we only offer it to our existing customers. So our home delivery customers have the ability to order it on their weekly delivery. So if you want to become a customer and participate in this program or this promotion, just go to www.cowtruck.com and sign up and become a customer, and we'll be able to deliver as many bottles as you want.
Wow, that is great.
And 25 cents for each bottle sold goes to the Special Olympics of Rhode Island.
What other services does Monroe Dairy provide?
So, excuse me, we also deliver to businesses, not just to homes. So, for example, offices, daycares are we have a lot of daycares that we deliver to throughout Rhode Island. Law offices, medical offices, and some schools. So we also do that, and then our delivery drivers personalize their service to all of our homes. We have over 12,000 customers that we're servicing on a weekly basis, and all of our customers have different needs. So they personalize the service to meet the customer's needs. So some customers aren't home when our driver gets there, and we have the ability or have earned their trust and allowed us to bring in their order and put it away for them, so that when they get home from work, they come home and their refrigerator's already stocked with their stuff.
You guys deliver your product 6 days a week?
5 days a week, Monday through Friday.
Friday.
We work on holidays, we work in the rain, we work in the snow.
Like the mailman.
Like the mailman, that's
Yep.
right.
How can we learn more about Monroe Dairy? How do we sign up for its services?
Well, as I stated, we have our website, cowtruck.com, and there's a form you can fill out on the website. You can also call our office at 401-438-4450 and speak with someone in our customer service department, and they'll be glad to help you out, answer any questions that you may have. The other way, we're on the road every day of the week, Monday through Friday. You can flag down any one of our drivers, and they'll be happy to help you.
No, thank you. On behalf of Special Drive Magazine, we thank you for being on the show.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's a pleasure meeting you.
We'll be back with more Special Drive Magazine after these exciting messages.
Be a fan of courage. Be a fan of empowerment. Be a fan of fun. Be a fan of the Special Olympics. Make it official, volunteer, coach, or compete. I'm a fan. Be a fan too.
Welcome back to Special Olympics Rhode Island Magazine. My name is Michael Bullock. On March 19th and 20th, our Freezin' for a Reason weekend was held at Salty Brine Beach. The weekend included the school plunge, super plunge, and torch run plunge, raising not only awareness for Special Olympics Rhode Island, but also over $150,000 to support our year-round program. Thank you to everyone that participated and supported these events. Let's take a look at some highlights and interviews from the event.
Hi Elwood, how are you?
Hi Megan, how are you?
Good, thank you. On behalf of me and the rest of the athletes, thank you for being freezing for a reason. We appreciate it very, very much.
You're very welcome. I love you and I love all my athletes.
Oh, thank you. We feel the same way.
It's the only reason I would go in the water 24 hours, especially when it's 40 degrees there and 20 degrees outside at 2 a.m. But it's a wonderful feeling having 23 behind me and one left. We're almost there.
What did you do to prepare yourself for the plunge?
I just volunteered for 27 years, and when you get to know all the athletes and their families, like your family, you just feel this bond with them, and you'll do anything to make their lives better and draw awareness to who they are and how special you are. I mean, you inspire the rest of us, and inspiration is capable of doing great things. And one of those things is being crazy enough to do a 24-hour super plunge. And we have 8 other plungers this year, so there's 9 of us total, and there was a camaraderie that just makes it easier and more fun, even though it's brutal. But misery loves company, so it was a great night.
There you go. And how long have you been doing the plunge?
I've been doing plunges with the penguin plunge before we even started the torch run plunge 9 years ago. But the torch run plunge started 9 years ago. I've been doing it every year. And then we started the super plunge 4 years ago, 2013, near your neighborhood, down at Goddard Park.
Yeah.
So this is our 4th super plunge, and it was as hard as the rest of them. The sleep deprivation, not sleeping when your body wants to shut down at 12, 1, 2 a.m., forcing yourself to go out of a warm tent and into the water again. It takes a lot of willpower, but we had no problems last night. It was actually very good.
Good. And what do you hope to see in the future for the plunge?
I want to see this keep growing. I want to see more people get involved, like the high school plunge that we had here yesterday at noontime, seeing high school teammates and athletes together under the same color of whatever school they're in, working together, having fun together, tolerance and acceptance for everybody, and seeing the bodies on the beach and those numbers grow, the fundraising grow to offset the cost of Special Olympics. I just want to see it grow, whether it's one more plunger or one more dollar, but it's growing a lot more than that. This year, just the fundraising was astronomical, and our super plunge team went from 5 people to 9 people in 1 year.
Wow.
That's a huge increase. So it's all good. Everything about it is great.
And I think a lot of it has to do with social media, like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and you tweet it and you Facebook it and you're able to show people what you're doing, and it's amazing.
You're right, it's friends of friends. That's the awareness piece, right? Because a lot of people use social media, and when they see things like the super plunge and the torch run plunge, they see people that they know on the beach kind of sharing it with one another, it just increases the awareness. It's fantastic. And the nice thing about that super plunge and the 2-day weekend is that it's a living, breathing event for 24 hours.
Yeah.
So it gives, because a lot of social media things, they get replaced every 12 seconds. Somebody has something new to share or say. So with this thing going on for 24 hours, it kind of keeps it in people's minds. So I agree with you. Social media has helped tremendously.
Thank you so much for all your selfless work and everything that you're doing for me and the rest of the athletes. We really, really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. It's an honor to know you, and it's an honor to support you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And you are?
Eric Leclerc from the Cranston Police Department.
Is this your first time jumping today?
No, Mary, this is actually my 3rd super plunge. In a super plunge, we plunge once an hour for 24 hours. We started yesterday at 1 o'clock, and we are ending at 12 o'clock today. One more jump to go.
How do you get involved in Special Olympics in the plunge?
I got involved in the Special Olympics plunge through my daughter. She's an athlete. She's been an athlete for the last 5 years. Since then, I joined the torch run, and I've been involved ever since.
After you get in the water, when you come out of the water, how does it feel when you're coming out?
You get a lot of pins and needles in your legs and everything. Fortunately, we have a hot tub that Pool and Patio donated to us. So after we get out of the water, we go in the hot tub to warm up. And then 50 minutes later, we're back in the water again.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Mary, and have a good day.
I will. Hi, my name is Mary Irons, and today I'm in that SORI State Beach. How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing pretty good, Mary. How are you?
I'm doing good. How many years have you been in the pool plunge?
I've been doing the torch run plunge for I think this is my 3rd or 4th year doing it, and it just keeps getting better and better every time.
You think over the years it's gonna get even larger and bigger?
I think it will get larger. I think maybe more people are gonna. I mean, when they see this, they're gonna probably say, you know what? I think we'll take the plunge, and it'll help benefit the great athletes of Special Olympics Rhode Island.
You think that how do it feel like to go in that water?
pretty chilly, if I might say so, but it's all for a good cause. And actually, I went in 3 times. I did it, of course, for the team, and of course I did it for Mary Ellen Powers, and also I did it for 2 people who that we lost. One is Mary Ellen's Uncle Dan, and one was, of course, one of the coaches on my East Providence team, Maureen Kamiga, who recently passed away. So that's why I did these 3 plunges, and it was definitely worth it for me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll be right back after these messages.
Welcome back to Special Olympics Rhode Island Magazine. Hi, I'm Mary Ellen Powers. Joining me now is my good friend Casey Rhodes, who is the Director of Sports and Training for Special Olympics Rhode Island. Welcome to the show, Casey.
How you doing?
Good, thank you. How about you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good. Can you give me a recap of the winter sports season?
Well, winter sports this year was very interesting. Based on the fact that we had virtually no snow, the athletes did very well adjusting to that, as well as our sports directors and our coaches. For snowshoeing, we have that at Garter Park every year. So Alan Lucier did a great job kind of adjusting to the fact that with no snow, he kind of trained on the grass, whether it was running around with the snowshoes or doing land training and whatnot. So that was good. With alpine skiing, cross-country skiing, and snowboarding, they basically, at Yagu, it's great because they can make snow. So they were a little bit more fortunate with the fact that every week, although some weeks it was really in the 50s while they were skiing, they still had the ability to ski with the snow. The best part about winter sports is the fact that the day before we had our tournament, we got 5 inches of snow. So it was the perfect situation for both alpine skiing, snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, and snowboarding because we were able to get snow for everybody. 5 inches is perfect for snowshoeing and cross-country skiing, and then it just allowed the Yagu to make the right amount of snow for the mountain. So it was just awesome. And then we have unified traditional basketball during the winter sports season. So we had 26 teams this year, so it made for a very, very full season from January to the culmination at Providence College at the end of the season. So winter sports season was very active and very fun for all of our athletes, coaches, and sports directors.
Wow, and I love how the snow happened just in time for the games too. It's like Mother Nature was on the side of the skiers that they can have real snow. No offense to Yago when I say that, but that they had natural snow to compete in.
Exactly. I think, when you're good to people, they'll be good back to you, and I think that's exactly what happened with Mother Nature and the athletes in snow.
That's great. Now, what were some of your favorite highlights from the season?
I think in particularly just being able to have the snow right before the tournament helped out a lot. I love basketball. I'm a basketball player naturally, so traditional basketball is always kind of a highlight for me. Every time we can grow and get bigger helps out with the basketball season. Going from January through till the end of February and having a large basketball tournament like that is just a highlight for me, knowing that we have that much interest in a sport that I enjoy. So Providence College, we went from opening ceremony started at 9 and our last games were at 3:30. So that's a full day of basketball for me. So, I love that, just knowing that we can have refs come down and referee our basketball tournament. We have, Providence College Pastoral Council puts on that tournament for us, as well as the intramural sports program there. So we have over 200 volunteers from Providence College. So it's just an incredible day for us, as well as for the athletes. The day is about them, ultimately. So it is just a highlight for itself alone, as well as we have a skills program going on at Providence Country Day. We had over 50 athletes there, and about 30 Providence Country Day students volunteering as well. Coach Sinkowitz and his wife Sue were a huge asset to helping us out there, as well as their athletic director, Marky Harper. So it was just a lot of fun to see all of basketball come together on that very day. So.
That's great. Now, how do you, 26 teams, and I understand league play, every team plays 2 games. How do you accommodate for all those teams in one day?
Well, it's a struggle a little bit, just because we're trying to put together divisions and make sure that every team fits in the right division. So it's kind of a lot of evaluating. We only have about 6 or 7 weeks to get that point to that point correctly. So it can be a challenge, but I think with a lot of evaluation and a lot of working with the coaches to make sure that they help me to be patient. Week 1 we know is going to be, a little bit of a struggle, and then getting to week 6 and knowing that, we try to work together to kind of get that correct is a lot of work. So the coaches play a huge role in that, and making sure that, the scores don't get out of whack, and that they're comfortable in making sure that some weeks are not going to be the best and some weeks may be some of their best, So it's just trial and error throughout the season, trying to get that right.
Right, and communication, I'm sure.
Very key.
Yes. Now, can you tell me about the Project Unify high school and middle school basketball programs?
Yep. Project Unify is a program that we have within our in our high schools and our middle schools. It's a varsity sport for us. We have volleyball in the fall, and we're coming up in basketball in the spring. This is I believe our 6th year in the program. We have 34 high schools involved right now. We have 2 new high schools this year, which is East Providence and Johnston. And then we have a bunch of middle schools, and I'm not going to quote how many middle schools we have, but I know it's a lot. I'm going to guess at 22, but I could be wrong. But we have a ton of schools out there playing, and they play right within their high schools. So it's a unified sport, which is people with and without intellectual disabilities paired up together on a basketball court. It's been a godsend program for us because it's not only creating awareness within the high schools and middle schools, but it's also allowing athletes that maybe didn't know that Special Olympics existed within their high schools, allowing them to come into our Special Olympics program as well. We're paired up with the Interscholastic League, so it's a varsity sport. So that is just an amazing opportunity itself, because I was a varsity athlete in high school, so to give an opportunity to somebody with an intellectual disability to play a varsity sport is it's an amazing opportunity, So they start in the middle of March and they finish at the state tournament if they make it that far, which is the 2nd week in May. So
it sounds like a win-win for everybody too. Like the typically developing peers gets to play sports with their peers with disabilities. And get to form those natural friendships, and in turn, the people with disabilities are making those friendships and getting more respect. And It sounds like a great program.
And I think you're right about that. A lot of it's social inclusion too, having that opportunity to be socially included, not only just in the sport, but sport is the vehicle of it, you know, and then being able to, go to proms and sit together at lunch and ride on a bus together. I think looking back on my high school experience, it was the sports are, very important to me, but I think it's the friendships. I mean, I'm still really close with all of my teammates. I mean, we take trips together, we're in weddings together. I mean, we still do all that, and that's part of what we want this experience to be like for our athletes, is that we want them to have those lifelong experiences together with their friends and come back 10, 20, 30 years later and still be friends with them, and I think Special Olympics gives our athletes a place to hang their hats, but we want that, in the high school experience and the middle school as well.
Absolutely. Now, how can our viewers get a schedule of where the Project Unified basketball games are being held?
Yep, they can look on the Rhode Island Interscholastic League website. It's www.riil.org. They can look there, look under sports, and then under Unified Sports, we have a weekly schedule there. Like I said, we have all these high schools involved, so your local high school very much could be involved. I mean, I'm an East Greenwich graduate, so go East Greenwich. And you're a Barrington graduate, right? So Barrington's involved. So, I mean, look for your local high school. It's updated all the time. So you can, it typically happens on a Wednesday for high schools, and then a Thursday for middle schools. But then from there, they've been having day games, which can happen anywhere between 9 and 1:15 in a high school. So, it varies. I think sometimes they have night games, but it's not often. So it's really accommodable to both parents and to students within the schools.
Good. Can you tell me about the upcoming spring sports season and the sports that will be offered?
Yeah, we are extremely busy in the spring. It's not that we're not busy all year round. I think we're coming to find out we're busy all year round, to be honest. I mean, you work in the office with us, the spring used to be like that one time a year we were busy, but I think now that we're a year-round sports training program, we're kind of busy all the time. But we offer 7 sports in the spring that end up ultimately coming into state summer games. We have unified soccer, we have motor activities training program, we have cycling, we have powerlifting, we have aquatics, we have athletics, and we have bowling. So all those sports end up having a qualifier, and then they end up coming to state summer games. We also have duck pin bowling, we have 10-pin bowling, and we have unified volleyball. Those are sports that are considered winter sports, but they participate on the cusp of coming into spring. So right there, that's about, 10 sports that we offer just in a short period of time. So our athletes are very, very busy, as well as the volunteers, the coaches. So it's a great time of year. And the families, too. I mean, the families have to kind of get them there, Right. I mean, they just poof and they're there, So it's a great time of year for our athletes and their families.
Okay. Now, will there be state competitions held for each of these sports?
The state competition ultimately for the spring sports is URI, which is June 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So they come down. It's a great weekend. They get to stay overnight if they choose. If they don't, they just commute. And then that's the state competition for them. But for the spring sports, it's more of a qualifier to end up to come down there. So if it's athletics, they have 3 area games. If it's aquatics, they have 2 aquatics events, and they must attend one in order to essentially qualify for those events. MATP, they come down to either RIC and then attend state summer games. Cycling, the cycling time trials happens at state summer games. Bowling, they have 2 qualifiers. They have to attend one of the 2. And then soccer, we have league play. So state competition essentially is URI.
Right. Now, do you have any training tips for athletes as they prepare for the spring sports season?
You know what? They need to get their sleep. This time of year is very busy for everybody. So I think what they need to do ultimately is to make sure that they're getting rest, they're staying hydrated. Coming up soon, they're going to be getting longer days. So they're not realizing how much longer the days are. It's getting a lot lighter out later, so you're getting a lot more excited. I know the excitement, I speak, I don't want to speak for you about how exciting the spring really is. You're on the Athlete Input Council. You're the voice for the athletes. So, how exciting is it for you from an athlete standpoint?
It is. It's very exciting. I mean, they love their sports year round, but there's something about the spring that's just exciting for everybody.
Right.
But well, thank you very much for joining me.
Oh, thanks for having me. I love coming here.
Oh, it's a pleasure. We'll see you next month for another great edition of Special Olympics Rhode Island Magazine.